Om Asmatgurubhyo Namaha. Krishna Rakshatano Jagatraya Guruhu. Krishnam Namasyamyaham. Krishne Namarasetravo Vinihataha. Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishna Deva Samuthitam Jagadidam. Krishnasya Dasosmyaham. Krishne Tisthati Sarvametadakhilam. He Krishna Samrakshama. Jai Shri Narayana. Today is 12th September 2022. We finished up to Sloka 6 in second chapter. We'll start from Sloka 7. I'll share the screen. Please chant. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhavaha.
Karpanya doshopahatas svabhavaha.
Pruchhami tvam dharma sammudhachetaha.
Pruchhami tvam dharma sammudhachetaha.
Yasyasyat nishchitam bruhitanme.
Ichreyasya nishchitam bruhitanme.
Shishyasteham sadhi mam tvam prapannam.
Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam.
Let's chant with them.
Karpanya doshopahatas svabhavaha. Pruchhami tvam dharma sammudhachetaha. Ichreyasya nishchitam bruhitanme. Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam.
Who is saying this sloka?
Arjuna.
Arjuna is saying this sloka. So Arjuna is in final state of Vishada now. Like it has reached the highest levels, and Arjuna's Vishada is it's a kind of Vishada that is becoming the means for his success. So we learned earlier that Arjuna's Vishada is different from Duryodhana's Vishada and Dhritarashtra's Vishada. So Arjuna is recognizing what's happening to him. I mean, he is able to realize, and he is able to approach Lord Krishna, and he's expressing, what is happening, in within him, right? So he's saying in this particular sloka, Karpanya dosha upahata swabhavaha. So swabhava is nature. What kind of nature? It is Karpanya dosha upahata. That is, so his nature, he's describing himself, right? So how he's feeling at that time. So he's having the nature, which is, his nature is founded by upahata. So it is founded by Karpanya dosha. Karpanya is weakness of mind. Okay, so he's saying, I am, suffering from this weakness of mind. What is the kind of weakness of mind? I mean, in short, he said, oh, how can I live without them, right? So he's, he will not be able to live if he fights and kills them. right? So that is a weakness of mind, you know. It's like he'll come to a dead end kind of, right? And then he also talked about the dosha. So what is the dosha that he was thinking that he will acquire? Dosha is a sin or fault. So he will be, if he kills his family, he will be acquiring sin, which will take him to the lower worlds, right? And Naraka will become permanent place for him. All that he explained earlier. So he is hit from both the sides. One is weakness of mind, and the other one is you know, thinking that he is going to commit a sin, or he will acquire sin that will lead him into the lower worlds forever. So that is the nature he is having now. His nature is karpanya dosha upahata swabhavaha. Then he also said dharma sammuda chetaha. Dharma is righteousness. So duty, righteousness. Dharma sammudha, his confusion, you know, is bewildered. He's doesn't know what is righteousness, what is unrighteousness, right? So that is sammudha. So chetaha is mind. Uh, you know that dharma sammudha chetaha is mind, having the mind which is confused about the righteousness and unrighteousness. What is righteous? What is unrighteous? Okay, so he's saying karpanya dosha upahata swabhavaha dharma sammudachetaha pruchhami tvam aham. So he said, I am having that nature, and my mind is, you know, confused about the duty. So pruchhami tvam, I'm asking you, I'm requesting you. Well, what is he requesting? Yet nishchitam shreyah syat. So, which is decided already as shreyah, which is beneficial, better, or favorable. So, what he doesn't know what is better for him at that moment, right? He is saying all negatives wherever he looks at, right? If he kills, there is a problem. If he doesn't kill, there is a problem. He doesn't know what is righteous, what is unrighteous, so he's confused. So he wants to know what is the what is beneficial path for him forward. Okay, so here it is a little tricky here. You know, he didn't say what is beneficial for me. Of course, you know, Lord Krishna or anybody will say you just have to fight, right? It is whatever their opinion is, or somebody may, you know, like say that, okay, I agree with you, you don't have to fight. So it is their opinion. Arjuna is not asking about their opinion. What is decided already as favorable? Like what is that? So here we need to understand that in this particular situation, what do scriptures say? What is the right path that is accepted by everybody? Okay. Again, Lord Krishna, he's looking at Lord Krishna as his companion, his you know, close friend, you know, like that he's looking at, right? So, and also he knows he's knowledgeable, powerful, and you know, all that. So he's not looking at Lord Krishna as God and, you know, all that at that moment. So he is asking, tell me what is already decided as favorable in this particular situation. Not your opinion. Now, your opinion probably, I mean, this is reading between the lines. I already know that you would say, hey, don't, you know, you have to fight, right? But you have to tell me what is beneficial for me. Or that is decided, already decided. Then uh, tat me bruhi, tan me bruhi. So he's saying, please tell me. Okay, tell me or instruct me, that to me, aham te sishyaha, I am your disciple. Shishyaha te aham, he said, right? So I am your disciple. Tvam prapannam sadhimam. Sadhimam tvam prapannam. Instruct me. Sadhi, instruct me. And tvam prapannam. I'm surrendering to you. Okay. So this is a very, very important sloka where Arjuna is seeking, seeking the advice from Lord Krishna, which is one of the conditions for, like we will tell, Lord Krishna will say, almost at the end of 18th chapter, who should be given this knowledge to, right? Those who have completed 18 slokas, 18 chapters, they know. So they should be willing to accept this message. Whatever Bhagavad Gita message is going to be given, they should be qualified to receive that message. And they are surrendered, they should be surrendered to the one who is giving the message. And surrender and accept that message without any inhibition. Okay, like without any preconditions. You tell me, and if I believe it, I'll follow it. Then if I don't believe it, I will not follow it. It's not like that. Okay, so here Arjuna is very clearly seeking Lord Krishna's advice on what is beneficial for him. And Karpanya is weakness of mind. There is another meaning for Karpanya. Another meaning is one who leaves this world without knowing the Atma Jnanam. Okay, so that is also referred to by this word Karpanya. So, of course, Arjuna did not mean in that way, but those who have scriptural knowledge, they understand that Karpanyam is also that one who is unfortunately leaves this world, leaves this body, whatever body that they have, without knowing the Atma Jnana. And then they would have to take birth again and again, because of course they didn't have the knowledge, proper knowledge. First of all, we need to know, and then we need to apply. If we don't even know, then we cannot apply properly. Then they will go through the cycles of birth and death. So one who is unfortunate like that is also referred to as Karpanya. Okay, so Lord Krishna took Arjuna's message. So Arjuna's request as, hey, I am, I do not know, I do not have the Atma Jnana, Atma knowledge. Now, please instruct me, give me the Atma Jnanam there. So that is the meaning it is coming. So, of course, Lord Krishna gave the knowledge of Atma, Paramatma and Prakriti to Arjuna through Bhagavad Gita message. Any questions?
So my mind being blank towards righteous duty saying, so I don't know which one is righteous. That's what.
Yeah, what is righteous? What is unrighteous? So is fighting the right thing to do? Is that correct? If you, common terminology apply, right? Do I fight, or what is right for me, right? So dharma is something that will be beneficial in this life and also future lives. Okay, so it is not like, okay, what is right for me at this moment is earning money is right for me, just go about earning money. It may not be right in this particular life, and also it may not be, definitely may not be right for future life. That doesn't become dharma at that time. Of course, we have to earn money for our living, for taking care of taking care of ourselves, family, and society, and live in a proper way, right? As human beings, we have to earn money.
Arjun,
So
sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry, Arjuna. Now, actually, I think the transformation that is happening, he has reached a stage where he recognized his problem. Can we say that, Chen?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, until now, now he's slowly realizing that.
Right. So here again, we always, once we learn Bhagavad Gita, right, we know that even that feeling of that Arjuna is getting is blessing of Paramatma. Okay,
Right.
so we think that we are doing this. It is my independent will that I am able to surrender to Paramatma. That also should go away. That we will get it almost at the end of Bhagavad Gita. But if we just look at the situation here from our common understanding, we think, okay, Arjuna did it by himself. He was great that he recognized, he realized. It is supported by, and controlled by Paramatma. And so that is what we will learn. And, no one is independent um, except for Paramatma, right? So it is Arjuna kind of that initiation is there at least, but he's blessed with that feeling by Paramatma. Duryodhana, on the other hand, that initiation is not there. So Paramatma cannot bless. If we chose to do bad thing, then Paramatma cannot, help us in the right way. So again, all this will become clear. It's a little bit confusing at this time, but Arjuna had that initiation, and then he's blessed with that, knowledge to even ask Paramatma. And then he asked Paramatma, he sought refuge in him, and then he was given the Bhagavad Gita. Of course, the purpose is to give the Bhagavad Gita message to all of us through Arjuna. So that's how Lord Krishna chose Arjuna, who showed initiation. If Arjuna is left on his own, he wouldn't have been able to come to this conclusion by himself. So again, but from a story perspective, it appears as if, okay, Arjuna, felt whatever, sorrow, and he came to a conclusion that, oh, I need to now seek refuge of Lord Krishna and seek his message. So that is what we literally see as a story, but internally we know that it is blessed by Paramatma. That we will know as we go through Bhagavad Gita.
So are we saying, sir, Arjuna Vishada Yoga, right? I mean, that Vishada is just an illusion also.
No, everything is real. Okay, so we are real. This is the difference in opinions between different schools of thought. So from our perspective, the reaction is real. It is not like some imagination or some virtual thing that is happening or illusion that is happening. It is not. It is real. Okay. That real feeling is supported by Paramatma. Real, whatever is happening is real. It is supported by Paramatma. We are thinking that I am doing it is illusion. So That is the delusion. I wouldn't say illusion. That's a delusion. Delusion is something that we assume that we are. I am doing it when we are not.
Wrong
So
knowledge.
one example is again, Sri Swamiji gives this example. There's a housefly. Housefly in a farm. They're lifting. They have a lot of these sacks of sugar. A person is lifting from the factory to the transport, some truck or something like that. So there are 50 or some large number of these bags of sugar are there, and then that person is lifting from factory and then putting it in the truck somewhere. So this housefly, it fell on that one of this bags and then started, I'm lifting it, and then realized, oh my God, it is lifting now. I'm able to lift it. and then it basically put all its energy and then everything, and then felt so great. I'm lifting it, and then the bag moved from the factory all the way to truck, about 100 yards away, and then the housefly placed the bag in the truck, then again came back to the factory, then again lifted another bag, then put it in the truck. At the end of the day, oh my God, I lifted 100 bags today from the factory all the way to the truck. I'm so tired now. What happened there? The bags were getting, they were lifted by people, but the housefly is not able to see who is lifting it. Okay, so it is putting all its energy in trying to lift it, and then suddenly when it lifts, it thinks that I'm putting the effort and it is lifting by myself. Okay, so there is something that is actually, someone is supporting that. Someone is actually lifting. The fly is just holding it. So it has the intention of holding, that's all. So if it doesn't even hold the bag, then it cannot even claim that it did it, right? So it's just holding, and then somebody is lifting and putting there. So if let us say no one sees that person who is lifting, like none of the houseflies see that person is lifting, this housefly becomes a hero. It lifted heavy bags of sugar, so many bags so far, right? It appears that he did it. So it is a delusion of that housefly thinking that it is lifting the bag, but the truth is that the bags got lifted. It is reality. It is not that some illusion that occurred there. So okay, so that's the difference between actually doing it ourselves independently, and we are having the intention, we are taking the initiative, we are applying the knowledge, and at the same time this housefly holds the bag and recognizes that somebody is lifting. That is the ultimate knowledge that it would have, and same for us. So if we are doing something, yes, it is our initiative is there, but it is supported by Paramatma. He is the one who is giving the energy to us. I mean, all these things will become clear. You can say, oh, I'm doing it, right? As we go along in Bhagavad Gita later chapters, we can't even breathe by ourselves. We cannot digest food by ourselves. We cannot, our blood flow cannot be controlled by us. It is flowing without our knowing from the day one when we are born. I mean, when we are 1, 2 cells, whatever. Body is growing by itself. Body is removing all the, all the impurities by itself. we don't know. I mean, an illiterate person also gratefully the body functions so great. Even a learned person doesn't understand, right? So that's how much God is. I mean, again, that entire thing is supported by Paramatma. He will say later in Bhagavad Gita. So if body is not functioning, how can we even do that activity? So that is one of the things, right? Of course, Lord Krishna will say a lot about it later. So here it is a reality that Arjuna felt the Vishada, and from our perspective, I mean, if we don't have the proper knowledge, then we would think it is Arjuna's greatness that he felt it that way, and he independently came to a conclusion like that, and he is able to ask Paramatma. He is able to. He is the reason why Paramatma gave the message to him as well as the entire world. That is the delusion that occurs, not illusion. So it is the reality, but it's a delusion on part of Arjuna if he thinks that, but he doesn't. No, once he goes through Bhagavad Gita knowledge, it will become clear to him who he is and who is Lord Krishna.
Regarding third pada ante Echrayasya Nikshitam Ruhitanme. So Arjuna is not asking, oh, because Krishna, you know the future, so tell me what exactly is going to happen. That's not what he's asking, right? Because you know that it's already decided, right? Something is decided, so you kind of know.
Yeah,
that's not
that's
what.
right.
I think
What
he's
is
asking
good question. So Arjuna doesn't know what is going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lord Krishna knows.
Arjuna doesn't know that Krishna knows what is going to happen. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I thought. Yeah. Until chapter 11, probably, right? He won't know.
I think until Vishwarupam, he won't realize, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. He thinks I'm your friend. He says that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You're my friend, I thought, and that's all. So if he knows, what is the future, right? Then his behavior will be totally different. His asking, everything will be totally different. Tell me what's going to happen, right? I'm not. See, if again, for argument's sake, if Lord Krishna already knows that the Pandavas are going to win, what would Arjuna say, right? I mean, he'll say, hey, anyway, even if I don't fight, Pandava army is going to win. So why are you asking me to fight? I will go.
Yeah.
Okay. Why are you asking me to commit sin? You already know the answer, right? That Pandavas are going to win. He didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, Arjuna didn't know that Krishna knows all that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's powerful and all that. That to that extent, yes, and but not as one who is the creator, who is the supporter of everything that is happening.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. We'll move to next sloka, 8. Let's check. Second chapter, sloka 8. Nahi prapasyami mamapanudyat.
Nahi
prapashyami mamapanudyat
Yachokamuchoshanamindriyanam.
Yachokamuchoshanamindriyanam
Avapya bhuma vasapatnamruddham.
Avapya
Avapyabhumavastapatnamriddham
bhumavastapatnamriddham
Rajyam Suranamapi Chadhipatyam.
Rajyam Suranamapi Chadhipatyam.
Let's chant together. Nahi
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 prapashamamanusya
prapashamamanusyaat yachokapushokshanindriyanam avabhumavastapatnamriddham Rajyam Suranamapi Chadhipatyam.
So Arjuna is continuing. After saying that he's, I'm surrendering to you. I am your disciple. Please instruct me. So he's continuing. Nahi prapasyami. I'm not able to see. What I'm not able to see. Yet mama indriyanam uchoshanam shokam apanudyat. Okay, yet. So whichever. Okay, so what or whichever. Mama indriyanam, my senses. Uchoshanam, like they're drying up. So apanudyat is relieving. Okay, removing or relieving. Shokam apanudyat, relieving my sorrow. So mama indriyana uchoshanam shokam apanudyat is that yet is coming in the front, right? Whichever joy removes my sorrow, that is drying up my senses. Okay, so basically saying that my senses are getting dried up. I mean, first chapter, right? So his totally, entire body is dried up. It's heated up, dried up. It's totally physically down. Okay. Previously, he said he's confused mind, having confused mind. He's saying now that his body is totally dried up or totally not normal, right? So which would be removing my sorrows? Okay. Which are my sorrow, which is causing my entire body, to feel this way. He's giving two options there. Avapya bhumau asapatna ruddham rajyam. So rajyam, that is kingdom. So avapya, after getting kingdom, what kind of kingdom? Which is prosperous and without enemies. Asapatnam is without enemies, and Ruddham is prosperous, wealthy. Okay, so one option is that joy going to remove my my sorrow, which is drying up my senses? I am not able to see, right? So I do. So he's not claiming that is going to remove my senses. I do not see that whether this particular joy of getting kingdom, with all enjoyments and without having enemies and which is prosperous, is that going to relieve my sorrow? I do not see. That means that is not going to relieve me my sorrow, right? So we have to understand a little bit here. So that getting the kingdom is not going to relieve my sorrows. Then next is Suranam api adhipatyam. So Suranam of the Devatas. You have to always remember to say Devatas, not gods. Okay. So this is the most fundamental learning that we need to get from Bhagavad Gita. So Dev Surana, it is unfortunately, even those who understand and Bhagavad Gita, they claim that, oh, I know Vedas, but make this mistake of the gods because not because they're intentional. It is because that is how it was propagated to everybody, saying Hindu is a multi-god culture, which is totally wrong. There's only one God. Okay, so as per Vedic scriptures, not Hindu or some other religion point of view. Vedic scriptures declare that there is only one God. This is even before any religion officially got started. The religions that we have in the world today, they started a few thousand years ago. But Vedic scriptures are there, Vedic culture is there for millions of years. Lord Sri Rama lived on this earth approximately 18 million years ago. Okay, I don't think any religion that we know of today exists at that time. Okay, so the scriptures that they were following at that time are claiming there is only one God. So, of course, there are many devatas. Okay, so Surana of the devatas. Okay, Adhipatyam, supremacy. Okay, so I do not see that joy of ruling the Surana. The devatas are typically they are in heaven. So being the ruler of um, of heaven, I do not see that joy reducing my sorrows. Being the ruler of the kingdom here, which is prosperous and having no enemies, that also is not going to relieve my sorrows. Okay, so what else can give? I mean, if kingdom here is not relieving my sorrow, I do not see that it's it cannot remove, right? So that's not an option for me. Ruling the heavens is not, it's not going to take away my sorrows. So basically, he feels totally doomed, right? His sorrow, he does not see any way it will be removed by any joy that he can think of. The ultimate joy that somebody can think of is having, I'm the president of America. I should be president of America for the rest of my life, where the entire country is prosperous and having no enemies. This is something that I was just wondering, that having enemies within the country and having enemies outside the country are the main reasons why people are not happy. Virtually, I mean, it's nothing. It's a kind of it's causing unrest in the society. Just the fact of thinking that somebody else is going to either overpower, overtake, or something like that. So we start trying to protect ourselves. We start worrying about ourselves. So that is the cause of not having joy, right? So if I don't have any enemies at all, if we don't have any enemies at all. That's the ultimate joy that anybody can think of. And so a lot of money is spent on like military budgets, right? The military budget always keeps on increasing. Why does somebody spend so much on military budget? Is because they think there are enemies in the world, so they have to protect themselves, or they have to be one step ahead of the enemies. So they have to spend a lot of money on military and all that. All that money is taken out of the society, right? I mean, it is uh, instead of applying that for the welfare of the society, it is applied to destroy another society. So there is a problem in both ways. The money, who is spending the money, that money, like if I am spending money on military budgets, I'm not spending money on my own country. That is going to cause sorrows for the citizens of that country. And then destroying another country or disturbing another country is going to cause sorrows there. So no, there's no win-win situation anywhere here. Just trying to see how it is applied here. So if there are no enemies, right, then everybody is happy. So that joy also cannot remove my sorrow. If after getting this kingdom, that means I am going to kill the Bhishma and Drona and all those people. Arjuna is saying Arjuna is going to kill all of them, and then this kingdom is not going to give me any joy. And if he kills or if he doesn't kill, basically after getting the kingdom of devatas, that also is not going to remove his sorrows. Okay, so he's totally dejected at this time.
So is Arjuna thinking that it means Arjuna inside him is not changed? He wants to change, but still, even though he wins the war, he's not able to enjoy because the it is not changed inside him.
Yeah, so even if he wins the war, he will feel that guilty, like previous Slokas, right? He will he'll not be able to enjoy any comforts, because whenever he sees something, then he will recognize, he'll remember that, oh, Bhishma enjoyed this, or Drona used to be here, or he was sitting here. We played, or we spent good time at this location. So if he goes to a location, he'll immediately remember them. If he tries to eat something, then he will remember, oh, Bhishma likes this. So every moment of his life, he will have sorrow only. So again, he's repeating, even getting the kingdom, which is totally prosperous and having no enemies, even that is not going to, release my sorrows, is saying. I do not see how they can release my sorrows. That means my sorrow is so, great is a positive kind. Sorrow is so, what is the right
deep
word?
You can say sorrow is
Deep.
so deep.
Yeah.
Deep sorrow.
Yeah. So nothing can remove that. No joy can remove that sorrow throughout my life. He's saying.
Yeah, memories will be haunting. I think that's you can say.
But in the last stanza, you told us that he's asking the God that he's surrendering to him, right? When he's asking that, why did he still have that question of, if I win, I won't enjoy, if I do? If he's surrendering to him, so there is no like such of sorrow or enjoyment or anything he's seeking.
So you have to see this, right? Like when, so I'm surrendering to you because I do not see. which path is going to release my sorrows. Okay. So it is not like I will surrender to you, I will listen to everything, then also my sorrow will not go. He is not saying that. Why? The reason why he is surrendering, he's explaining at that moment, right? So I'm surrendering to you. You have to say, like he's giving the logic why he's, why he's surrendering, right? So because I do not see the right path for me that will release my sorrow. So you tell me what is beneficial for me. So that is how it is. It's not like I will listen to you and then also my sorrows will. It's not like that. He could have said the opposite also. I do not see how which joy is going to release my sorrows. So that's why I'm surrendering to you. Right? That is the context here. Got it?
Yeah. Or you think he's selfish that he doesn't want to go to the hell and he's like struggling with that connotation, like, I'm doing something bad. I can't enjoy. I can't do this because there's always
No,
I
in the
don't
first
know.
chapter,
I'm
he
trying to
said he was
imply.
ready. In the first chapter, Arjuna said he was ready for even that. So it's not, if I understand it correct.
I mean, he was thinking that if he fights, he's going to go to hell, and also everybody else will go to hell as well, because he'll be killing all his, kith and kin family. So if he doesn't want to go to Naraka, then he should not be fighting. If I fight,
But
I'm going to.
Professor, towards the end of the first chapter, Arjuna said, even if Narake Netam Vasaha, that shloka, even if I go to hell, I don't want to fight.
Yeah.
So Arjuna, he expressed that he was ready for that. It's not that he was afraid of hell. He was completely occupied by Mamakara.
Yeah.
He's not
I mean,
looking them at enemies.
the context there is that I love these people so much that I am willing to suffer for their benefit. Like typically that is what love is, right? So if if the other person is enjoying, even though we are suffering, if we really love that person, then we feel that enjoyment. So looking at the other person, physically we may be suffering as well, but so that is like for their benefit, I can suffer as well. And so I am willing to, like, if I am going to cause naraka for them, it's better for me to myself go to naraka and let them go to heaven. That is there's a context there. So it is he's concerned about the society. So I mean, individual, family, society, and the entire nature and environment, universe. So when we have, take a decision, any decision, right? What is beneficial for me? So if it is beneficial for me as an individual, but not beneficial for family, that is not the right thing. The beneficial for family should take the priority over the individual. And society should take the priority over the family and individual, and then the world should take. World means kingdom or whatever, and also the entire world, and then the universe. So that's why one of the, I mean, again, little bit digression, but Lord Sri Rama, even though he didn't want to send his wife Sita to the forest, that is that decision is the right decision from the kingdom point of view, right? So he had to take the decision. He had to give lower priority to family and then lower priority to his individual love for Sita. Okay, so he didn't have a choice. So, I mean, if people don't understand, oh, he wanted to send Sita, or how can he send Sita? The logic dharma there is that society takes priority over family, family takes priority over the individual. So when it was a question between society and family, or society and him as an individual, or society and Sita as an individual, society takes priority. So he had to take the decision. So even though he was suffering, but it is acceptable to him to suffer because the kingdom is going to prosper. Okay. So Arjuna is totally clueless, what joy can remove his sorrow. He can't see anything, removing his sorrow at all. So let's see the next sloka, what happens. Now Sanjay is again narrating. Sanjaya Uvacha
Sanjaya
Uvacha
Eva Muktva Hrishikesham
Eva Muktva Hrishikesham
Gudakesah Parantapaha
Gudakesha Parantapaha
Nayotsya iti Govindam
Nayotsya
iti
Govindam
Uktva Tushnim Babhuvaha.
Uktva
Tushnim Bahuvaha
Let's chant together. Eva
Uktva
Mukta
Hrishikesham
Hrishikesham
Gudakesha
Parantapaha
Nayotsya iti
Govindam
Uktva
Tushnim
Bahuvaha.
Bahuvaha.
Okay. So after saying that, Arjuna did something. So Sanjay is narrating what happened there. So whenever Arjuna is saying, in Bhagavad Gita, it will say Arjuna Vacha. Whenever, Lord Krishna is saying Bhagavan Vacha. And when the situation is explained, then Sanjay, because Sanjay is narrating, so it is Sanjay Vacha. So here, after Arjuna said, he did something. So Sanjay is narrating. Eva muktva Hrishikesam Gudakesaha Parantapaha. Hrishikesam evam uktva. Uktva, after saying, to who? Hrishikesam, to the controller of Indriyas, who is Krishna. After saying evam, thus. So Arjuna said so many things, and then after saying all that, Parantapaha. Parantapaha is the name of Arjuna, right? Who is eliminating the opponents, who is enervating his opponents. That is Parantapaha. Tapaha, who is scorching that the enemies, scorcher of enemies or whatever. So Gudakesaha is who is the controller of sleep and laziness. Gudakas, or sleep and laziness. Isa is controller. So Arjuna is the one who could control his sleep and laziness. So that's why he is called Gudakesaha. He is a destroyer of enemies. So he's called Parantapaha. So who is saying, so Hrishikesam evam uktva Parantapaha Gudakesha. So Arjuna, what did he do? Nayotse iti govindam uktva. After saying that, after saying, I will not fight. Nayotsa. Nayotsye. If you split the words. Nayotsye iti govindam. I will not fight. Oh, who is telling that? Govindam. Govind, that is Lord Krishna. So Arjuna is telling Lord Krishna, I will not fight. Okay. And what did he do? Tusnim babhuva, became silent. So that is the end of his saying. Like he came to a kind of, he explained all the arguments. And then, after saying all that, there's no way forward for him. So he surrendered to Lord Krishna, and then he became silent. Ha in the end is there. Ha is, what a surprise. So Sanjaya is narrating, he's saying that, oh, like, can you imagine? Like, it is surprising, right? It is really shocking that Arjuna, who is the greatest warrior at that time, and who's a very learned person, who knows dharma and all that. That is what everybody believed. And such a person becoming like a coward, and then becoming weak-hearted, and then not able to see, what to do, and simply sat down and became silent. So that is so surprising, shocking. So that's what Sanjay is narrating. Okay. Sanjay is again continuing in the next sloka. Can we continue?
Sure.
Yes.
Well, Prasad, one quick question, and see, Arjuna pretty much went through similar situation in the last sloka of first chapter also. Rathopastha upavishati, Vishvijyasashram chapter. I think it's interesting to see he is coming back to a similar state here as well.
Yeah, see, in between what happened, Lord Krishna spoke a few words, right?
To convince him.
So to that, Arjuna, reacted to it.
Okay.
He reacted and said same thing, right? Basically, came to the same conclusion as you said.
Same conclusion again. He's oscillating.
Yeah.
Krishna thought with 2 slokas, Arjuna might get convinced, but no, he needs 700 slokas.
Yeah. Right.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Okay. This chants sloka 10. Tamuvacha Hrishikesaha
Tamuvacha Hrishikesaha
Prahasanniva Bharata
Prahasanniva
Bharata
Senayorubhayormadhye
Senayormadhye
Vishidantamidam vachaha.
Vishidantamidam vachaha.
Let's chat again.
Tamuvacha
Hrishikesaha
Prahasanniva Bharata Senayormadhye Vishidantamidam vachaha.
So Sanjay is saying, hey Bharata, Prahasanniva Bharata, right? So he's addressing Dhritarashtra as Bharata, the descendant of Bharata dynasty, right? So he's saying, hey Bharata, Tamuvacha Hrusikesaha. So Hrusikesaha is the subject, the one who is doing an activity. So that is Lord Krishna. So Hrusikesaha is his name because he's the controller of the senses. What so he said Uvacha. Hrusikesaha Uvacha. So Lord Krishna said, come to that person. Okay, who is that person? Yeah, Vishidantam Tam. Vishidantam, one who is
That
feeling the Vishada, who is lamenting, who is sorrowful. So to that person, Krishikesaha said, how did he say Prahasan Iva? Prahasan Iva is as if he's smiling, you know. It is not like he became angry. You know, that's a typical reaction that anybody would have got, you know, in that situation. So when Arjuna doesn't fight, obviously it will. Anybody would have even you know, become so angry that they would have hurt Arjuna in return, right? Can't imagine somebody doing that. I mean, out of all the people, Arjuna, who is the key warrior in the Pandava side, who said, I'm going to destroy everybody, I'm going to do all these things and all that. And becoming like that, and then, you know, became silent, doesn't want to fight. Anybody would have simply gone mad, right? But not Arjuna, not Krishna. He's always balanced. Okay, so we will learn that message later. So he said this message, idam vachaha. He said this message, prahasan iva, as if he's smiling, as if he's speaking to a friend. Okay, very, you know, in a balanced tone or proper tone, so that the other person doesn't become more agitated, more sorrowful, like to relieve the sorrow. That is the tone with which he was speaking. Okay, where he was speaking, Senayoho Ubhayoho Madhye. Sena, in the middle of both the armies. Okay, so Sanjay is narrating that Lord Krishna started speaking to Arjuna. Okay, with a smiling, you know, as if he's smiling, right? Not with the anger or rage. Okay. Any questions on that? If not, I will move to next sloka.
I think it's the 9-10.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh, okay, sorry.
Oh no, we are going up to 9:30, right?
9:30.
No, I am sorry. Yeah. I am mistaken. Sorry. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused, but thank you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Okay. So we will probably cover 2 slokas at least, and
Yes, we can go up to 9:30.
This will be a great beginning of Bhagavad Gita message. Hope with Acharya's blessings, Lord Krishna's blessings, we'll be able to start.
Yes.
Okay. Sri Bhagavanu Vacha.
Shri
Bhagavanu Vacha
Asocyan anvasocastvam
Ashocyananvashocasvam
Prajnavadanscha bhashase.
Pragyavadancha bhashase
Gatasu nagasumscha.
Gatasu
Gatasunagatasumscha
nagatasumscha
Nanu sochanti panditaha.
Nanu
Nanushocanti panditaha
Listen to that.
Ashocyananvashocasvam Pragyavadancha bhashase Gatasu nagatasumscha Nanu
Nanushocanti panditaha.
Now, Lord Krishna is started responding back to Arjuna. Asocyan anvasochaha tvam. Okay, so what did Arjuna do so far? He's grieving, right? He's grieving about who? About killing the enemies.
Kauravas, yeah.
Of course. What's that?
About Kauravas, yeah, Kauravas.
Yeah.
About,
Yes. Yeah. So he's grieving about those people, those enemies who committed so many crimes. However, he started seeing them as his family. All of them are my family and friends. Okay, so he started grieving for them. They are going to go through pains. They will be killed. Okay, so he's grieving. So Lord Krishna is saying, "Asocyan anvasochastvam." So you grieve for those who do not deserve to be lamented for. Okay. So I mean, you are basically grieving on some those people who do not deserve it. Now we will see why, right? So that will come later. So you are not supposed to grieve for them. Okay. So that's what Lord Krishna is saying, that you are grieving for those who do not deserve it. Prajnavadascha bhashase. So you are speaking the words of wise. Okay. Prajnavadan. So the whatever the wise speak, okay, those words, you are speaking them. Okay. So you are behaving, you are Pandita. So that's how he refers to Pandava, to Arjuna also. So you are a learned person. You are speaking the words of wise. Okay. But you are grieving. So you see the difference. You are grieving for those who do not deserve deserve it. Okay. And you are speaking the words of wise. There's a conflict there. If you are really speaking the words of wise, then you should have realized that you're not supposed to grieve for those who do not deserve it, right? Isn't it?
he sarcastically are saying.
Yeah. I mean, you seem to be a great person.
Yeah, okay.
Why are you doing that? You are you are a great person. Why did you make a mistake? When you say that, the inner meaning is basically you seem to be like this, but you are doing this. So you're basically saying that, hey, watch out, you are supposed to be like that. You're supposed to be wise.
Yeah.
Isn't it? If you are a wise person, you are not supposed to make a mistake. Okay. You are wise. but you're grieving for those who are not supposed to, who do not deserve it, right? So that is the so you can say sarcasm, or you can say that you're encouraging Arjuna to realize what is he doing, right? So, and then gatasu agatasumscha nanu sochanti panditaha. Panditaha, the wise people. Gatasun agatasun. This is very important words. Gatasun agatasun. In gatasun is, okay, there's a lot of explanation for that, but I'll keep it short. Inanimate. Okay. Gata asu. Gata asun. So is inanimate. What is inanimate? We will learn later, but that is the bodies. I think even Arjuna would understand that, because he is wise. He's talking like a wise person, right? So he is wise. So he also spoke that about if he doesn't, if people here does not follow dharma, then those who have departed this world, the atmas who have departed this world, they will fall down, right? So he knows that there is, bodies, there is atma, and a little bit he may be having some idea, may not have a clear idea, but he knows that bodies are inanimate, and there is something that is animate, that is atma, that leaves the body. So here Lord Krishna is simply saying, wise people do not cry, or do not lament, feel sorrow about the bodies and the atmas. Okay, that is, Gatasun is a body, Agatasun is the one that the prana does not go away from it ever, that is always animate, whether it is in a body or not, doesn't matter. Always animate is this atma only. The one always inanimate is body. The body that is made of prakriti is always inanimate. It does not have the knowledge on its own. Again, we will go through all that later, but at a very high level, Lord Krishna is saying, wise people don't cry like this for the bodies, okay, about the bodies and souls. Like Arjuna was crying about the bodies and souls, right? One, he's crying about the bodies because they're going to be hurt, they're going to die. He's crying about the souls because they will fall down. So wise people never lament about that. So you're speaking like a wise person. Why are you doing this? That is the so he's kind of he's telling Arjuna to realize, recognize, okay, and then to get into the the message, actual message of Bhagavad Gita. So this is like a small motivational speech the kind of, right? So or trying to tell, make Arjuna realize, recognize what is he doing. That's all. It doesn't go into the details of the three realities and all that. So that we will start. So that's why this sloka, second chapter, 11th sloka, is not the beginning of Bhagavad Gita message. Even though let's start speaking, of course, Paramatma, Bhagavan, Sri Krishna also spoke a few slokas before also. Even they are pretty general. Anybody would say those kind of things. It's nothing that is a message that is special, right? To be treated as Bhagavad Gita message.
So the message is, we don't even care for the soul. So don't care for the body, don't care for the soul. Atma.
There is a difference between difference between caring and crying.
Yeah.
Caring and crying.
So when we care only, we cry, right?
No,
No?
no.
So what is the difference? Tell me.
So, so crying comes with attachment. Okay. So when we care for the body with no attachment, we do not get crying. We care for something because we have certain duty towards it. Okay. So let us take our body. We have to take care of our body, because if I don't take care of the body, I will not be able to function properly, right? So that is caring. Okay. Now, if let us say, even after whether I cared for it or don't care for it, let us say there's some problem in the body, then we start crying about it. That is not correct. Okay. Crying for the body means we did not understand Bhagavad Gita message. Simple. Okay. Because why do we cry for something? Again, we are kind of jumping, because Lord Krishna clearly answers that later. We cry because we think that we had an expectation that it should be like this. It did not happen that way. So our expectation is not met. So we start crying. So we cared with an expectation. Okay. That expectation is the one that leads us to cry. Caring and crying are two separate activities. Whether you care or don't care, you can cry. Even after caring, you can cry. People can cry. Now, even if you don't care, also can cry. Like, so I don't care about, say, money, but suddenly money is lost. Then you realize and then start crying. If you don't even recognize that the money is lost, right? Like, you don't care so much that you don't even know that money is lost, then of course you don't cry, because that is not because of our own free will that we are not crying. That is because we do not have the knowledge that we did not we lost the money. That's why we did not cry. So it is those two are separate. We have to care. Caring is duty, but crying is not. So when duty clashes with the care part of it, then duty takes precedence. So here, in a normal situation, this is, I mean, again, the dharma, right? Samanya dharma and Vishesha dharma. Samanya dharma is normally do, like Arjuna is supposed to respect his guru. That is Samanya dharma. Okay, so he's supposed to, take care of his grandfather. So respect them and all that. Never hurt. You should not hurt them. Now, Vishesha dharma is when they are, when they are supporting the unrighteous people. They are taking the side of unrighteous. He should fight them. That is a Vishesha dharma. So if you don't understand what is Samanya dharma, Vishesha dharma, then there is confusion. If you apply Samanya dharma at the time, like that's exactly what Arjuna did. So here, I mean, why caring, I'm explaining this is that we should care because that is our duty, right? When it is not our duty, if it is like when Arjuna caring for the bodies, yes, when it is Samanya dharma, it becomes his duty, he should care. But he should punish those bodies and not cry because of the Vishesha dharma.
Sir, I have a question.
Sure.
So, at this time, like when Mahabharata was happening, when Gita happened, all these kings like Arjun, they would have already studied Vedas, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So some of the things that, that Lord Krishna is going to tell him, or, the where it's going. So it's more of a reminder for him, right? So he's gotten the situation is so severe for him that he's forgotten everything that he's learned. So it's not that he did not know about Atma, the things we were saying earlier, right? So I would think that he knew,
So it
but
is, it's a good question. So basically that message of Bhagavad Gita is lost. That means that essence of the Vedas is lost. Why people have to do is lost. So for example, that is the reason why that confusion is coming to Arjuna. So he knows that there is, people have to do their duties. They have to follow dharma. Dharma is according to Vedic principles, Vedic practices, right? So then he must have studied either directly or he must have been told by his parents, teachers. So the entire society is following like that. So they know, but the reality, the Atma, Paramatma, and Prakriti, and all this Bhagavad Gita knowledge that Lord Krishna is going to give, that knowledge is lost. It may be there in pockets here and there, but people have not understood clearly at that time. Okay, um, so uh, with because of that, Lord Krishna took even the avatar of avatar as Krishna.
yeah.
Main purpose is to just give the message only. Like, we may say we are, let us say, driving on the road, every day drive on the road. Yeah, we follow the rules because somebody else is following, somebody told me and all that. But uh, we may not know exactly why we are following rules. What is the, when we come up with a situation that we have not faced before, and then we get confused, right? So that is because we don't have the basic understanding of those rules. Because
And,
the rule book has been
yeah.
lost.
And also, I think the practical application, right? Arjuna
Yeah.
might have read it and studied it, but this is the practical situation in which he does not know how to apply almost, right? So he's read it, but he is now
People who have
subject.
taught him,
Yeah.
also don't have the knowledge, proper knowledge, the knowledge that Lord Krishna is going to give. I mean, we are all so blessed by this with this message. That today we are able to easily say Atma, Paramatma, in all this, uh, you know, and talk about it because of message of Bhagavad Gita. Imagine if it is not there. That is exactly the situation. Maybe some Atma is there. Oh, it's but they don't have the clear understanding of what it is, because that message is hidden, lost, not spread to a lot of people in a way that it, in that capsule way. If it is hidden in like such a vast knowledge of Vedas, people may not, even those who studied all the Veda may not be able to get the essence of it because it's so vast.
Yeah.
So it, as a person who is a creator, who is a supporter of everyone, he is the right person to give that message to us, right? So, yeah, Arjuna might have studied Vedas. I don't know how to what extent. I mean, obviously that is not his primary duty, but he would have gone through some of the Vedic scriptures. But he might have, he follows the Dharma also, but he might not have the complete understanding that. Not he might not, he does not have the complete understanding, because Lord Krishna very clearly says that that message is lost. The essence of Vedas is lost. So he took the avatara and finally gave the message of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Through Arjuna, he gave to the entire world.
Varprasad garu, small idandi. See, he has used two words, right? Prajnavan and then Panditaha. But is there any slight difference in different usages and different, like, significance? Because Pandita kuda Prajnavantule kada, ante he has used two different words. Any reason?
No, I have not come across.
Okay.
I mean, both mean wise,
Yeah.
learned scholars. One who has prajna, prajnavan, balavan. So like that. Prajna vadasha.
అంటే యా తెలుగులో మనం పెద్ద తెలిసిన వాళ్ళలాగా మాట్లాడుతున్నాం, అసలు తెలిస్తే ఇలా ఉండవు అన్నట్టుగా అర్థమైంది నాకు. బట్ యా దట్ బికాజ్ యూస్ టూ వర్డ్స్, I thought probably maybe some significantly different or something. But that's okay, sir. Thanks, sir.
Okay, I think 9:30 Eastern time. So we'll start the Bhagavad Gita message next week, starting from Sloka 12th Sloka.
Quite exciting. Yeah.
That's good. Nice discussion. Thank you so much for the questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we will learn more with questions and practical situations. Okay, I'll conclude with the concluding prayer. Kayena vacha
manasendriyarva buddhyatmana prakate svabhava samarpayami Srimanarayanaayati samarpayami Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Jai Srimanarayana. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a Shubhratri.